Hello, hello, hello. How are ya? Hello, hello. How you guys doing? It's Gus Tucker here with Financial Freedom Fridays. How you guys doing? It's now officially fall. I know I'm up here in Chicago and it's getting a little cooler. I don't know how it is where you're at, but we're headed into fall time, and this is the last week of what's called Life Insurance Awareness Month. And we've been talking about life insurance all month. And I hope you've taken a hard look at what you're doing with that as a strategy for creating your financial independence. We're going to keep looking at this information all month so that, one, you take action. Because when it relates to your financial future, it's not a matter of what you know. That's not how you win. It only matters what you actually do. Do you take action on the information you're getting? That's the only thing that matters. And so my goal, I'm going to pull up this presentation if I can get it to work here. And we're going to skip over to slide number 16. So we're going to skip over to slide number 16. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know if I'm moving it or my buddy's moving it from me, but I don't even know. So, I think I'm moving it. Okay. So where we're going to go is we're going to back up one more. Can we back up one? Let's see if we can back up one. Yep. I think that's it. Okay. So we talked about 10 reasons that you ought to get life insurance. And one, GoFundMe is not a wealth building strategy. Okay. So many people who are uninsured or underinsured, they use GoFundMe to try to make up the difference. The average person on GoFundMe, hey, Tina Long from Houston, gathers less than $5,000 to their process. But I want you guys to look at your insurance situation right now. Okay, get out a piece of paper. I want you to think about this stuff. Okay, so you can use insurance to ease the financial stress for loved ones after you pass away. Okay, I had a friend of mine's wife pass away, and we had sat down, and he had bought a fair amount of life insurance, not as much as I wanted him to get, but here's what happened. He passed away suddenly. Was not, when you get up in your 80s and 90s, it's not that you wake up every day thinking you're going to pass away, but you kind of know that the end is near when you get 85, 90, 95. This person wasn't in their 60s yet, and they passed away. So, but because of what we had done, they were able to take the money that came from the insurance proceeds, were able to invest that and create an income stream that'll last their family forever. Didn't have to move out of their home. As a matter of fact, they renovated parts of their home. They bought a new car, and they kept living. There was enough stress to have lost the love of their life. But then to be able to stay in the home and continue with life as close to normal as possible was very powerful. Okay, to pay ongoing bills. Remember, we talked about the two things that can screw up your financial plan. One is dying, and the second one can be worse. It's almost dying, because your ability to create income goes away, but your need for income grows, because now you got to pay your regular expenses plus these medical deductibles. There's a feature on life insurance called living benefits. Living benefits are for situations like that, where you don't die, but it hampers your lifestyle and your ability to create income. you can take that death benefit and accelerate it, even though it's not a terminal illness. Even though it's not a terminal illness, it could be accelerated up to 90% of the face value to help you replace your income, to pay for medical treatments that you'd like to try. Maybe they're not covered by your insurance or they're experimental. Okay? Living benefits. Third reason, to save the family income, right? Hello, Rain Justice from Virginia. One of the things is that usually most families, a lot of families, it takes two incomes to make it work. Well, if you lose one of them, life doesn't work. If you lose both of them, life surely doesn't work for the remaining family. So you put the life insurance in place so that if you were able to invest it and get a pretty much riskless rate of return on that money, you could replace the income. Okay? Pay for child's education. Something happens to you, you not only want to cover the bills, but the money that would have been put aside for the kid's college is not there anymore. Man, would you want to cover that kid's college education going forward? Protect your business. If you're a business owner and you're a key person in your business and you pass away, it hurts the income and viability of your business. So maybe you need some of that money for cash flow purposes. You need to hire a replacement, hire and train a replacement. That money from the life insurance can do that. It's called a key person policy, key man or woman policy, key person policy. Okay, to secure your retirement. When you pass away, obviously you're not going to be able to continue to invest for your retirement. So what's that number that you were hoping to have by the time you retired so that it would create the income stream you wanted? We'll have that much in life insurance. So if something happens to you, boom, your retirement is funded immediately. It's funded. Okay? Another reason to have life insurance is to provide a source of cash during your lifetime. One of the things we say is be your own bank. Don't put your money in the bank. Put your money where the bank puts their money. If everybody went up to the bank to get their money, hello, James Green from Virginia Beach. If everybody went to the bank to get their money, your money isn't in the bank. Where is it? It's invested in things that make the bank more money than what they're paying you in interest, which is virtually nothing. And billions of dollars by the banks are put in life insurance. Look at it. It's called BOLI, Bank-Owned Life Insurance. Look it up. Bank-Owned Life Insurance. Search around to find out why banks do that. Now, if you guys would take the quiz that I told you about on my site, I would send you a book, and the book explains some of these concepts. And the book's free. But you got to take the quiz on my site, and you got to send me the results of the quiz you took, the financial literacy quiz, so I can send you the book. It tells you why banks do this. Okay? But that money inside the life insurance can be withdrawn tax-free. Did I say tax-free? Tax-free during your lifetime as a way to supplement your income. How about that? You like apples? How you like them apples? Okay? To cover end-of-life expenses, obviously to pay for your funeral and stuff. Leave an inheritance. It says in the book of Proverbs, a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. Not just the money, but also the wisdom that goes with the money. Are you leaving an inheritance, or are you just going to spend it all on yourself? Well, ain't nobody leave me no money. Why should I leave anybody else any money? Well, you can look at life that way. But how would life work if everybody just thought of themselves, nobody thought of the people in the future? What would the world look like? Man, it'd be pretty screwed up if we didn't plan for the future and have things get better for future generations. The reason our lifestyle is so cool right now is all the people that came before us progressively introduced things into our economy, into our lifestyle that made life better. The fact that we're on this Zoom was a thought and an investment by somebody. So are you investing in your family's future? Your last name, your legacy. Like it says right on here, your legacy. your legacy, your family's future? Are you investing in it? Or are you just spending it all on yourself? Why people don't get it? What's it? Life insurance. If I get life insurance, I'll die. I've heard people say that. I don't want to think about that. Then I'll die. No, you're going to die regardless. Nobody gets out of this alive unless Jesus comes back before you die. My belief system, you're going to die. It's appointed on the man wants to die and then the judgment. Okay, and I'm going to show you how you can make an above average return on that event. Okay, and we talked about this a little bit. It's kind of like the first movie, Back to the Future. Everybody see that movie, Back to the Future? And Biff got the sports almanac. What did Biff do with the sports almanac? Anybody know? Hit me up in the comments. Does anybody know what Biff in the first movie, Back to the Future, what did he do when he got the sports almanac? What did he do? Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me what he did. Somebody tell me what he did. Anybody know what Biff did? It was a smart thing. What if you knew what all the scores of all the sports events were going to be for this year? What if you knew ahead of time what it was going to be? What would you do with that information? Got these little things called casinos where you can bet on sporting events. How much would you put on the event if you knew the score? Huh? If you knew the score, how much would you bet? How much would you beg, borrow, or steal almost to get it to put on that event? Much as you could. Well, I know an event that's going to happen in your life. I don't know exactly when it is, but I know it's going to happen. And you can bet on it. And the bigger you bet on it, the bigger your returns are going to be, both in this life and for your family going forward. What's that called? Your life expectancy, your mortality, your life. Bet on it. It's too expensive. It's too expensive not to. If you don't have car insurance and you get in a wreck and it's your fault, how expensive is that? What would you rather pay, the premium or the damages? Would you rather pay the premium or the lawsuit? Would you rather pay the premium or the hospital bills? Because insurance takes on risk. It takes on the risk that it was designed for. Life insurance is the risk of you dying too soon. Or dying in a way that's financially expensive. It's better to put the money in savings. Well, are you getting 10% on your savings? I'm going to show you how to get an internal rate of return of over 10% on your life insurance. Are you getting 10% on your savings? I don't think so. And some of these policies have what we call market correction protection. When the market goes down, you don't lose any money. So I'd like to be able to make up to 10% with no fear of losing your principal. Nobody can guarantee this. This isn't advice. I'm just telling you, historically, that's how some policies from some companies have worked. I'm too busy to get covered. Okay. Most people are too busy to get wealthy. What are they too busy doing? What's keeping them broke? Oops, did I say that? I'm sorry. But if I hit you, I didn't mean to miss you. If you've been, you know who got you into the mess you're in or into the good circumstances you're in? You did. And if you're not where you want to be financially, I suggest you get a new financial advisor. That's not you. How about it? Plug this machine back in real quick. All right. I'm single. I don't need life insurance. Not a problem. Not a problem. If you don't want to make money tax-free, use it tax-free, then you don't need life insurance. If you want to protect yourself from an accident, protect your income from you having an accident, you don't need life insurance. If you don't want to set your eventual family, if you plan to get married one day, if you don't want to set your eventual family up for the future, then you don't need it. And if there are no people on the planet at all that you care about, then you don't need it. So think about life insurance as love insurance. It's for people and causes that you love, that you want to see be better off. Think about it. Call it love insurance, okay? How's that work? Does that work better for you? All right. Now, I want to talk to you about permanent life insurance. Okay. In MGW is multiple generational wealth. How can life insurance help me with that? One, it gives you a death benefit that's typically tax-free for your family. It has living benefits that can help you if you get hurt or injured or get sick while before you pass away. It can help with medical expenses or income. It can provide long-term care. Any of you got any elderly people in your family that need care? Well, either you have long-term care insurance for the elderly in your family, or you are the long-term care insurance for them, and you need to be there and providing those services. It can also be a concierge service. We have a particular plan that allows you to set up and handle your family's funeral arrangements with one phone call. How much is that worth? And you don't have to deal with all those details, except the details that you want to. The tax and treatment of gains inside the policy, usually not taxed. How is it treated by universities on your effective family contribution? How much you got to pay for the insurance? Usually it's not counted against that. Even though you may have money in the policy, it's not counted against that effective family contribution. You know, some of the strategies of finance of these policies are uncapped, meaning that you can get whatever the strategy does in the market, you can get that. Now, your money is not invested in the market, but it's mirroring the performance of certain financial strategies in the market. Some of the strategies are uncapped, meaning exactly that. You could get the return that's in the market. Market correction protection, you don't lose money when it goes down. And there's no taxes. You can borrow from yourself and not get taxed. There's no cost to the loan, and you pay the loan back upon your death from the death benefit. Man, sounds like a good deal to me. So, multi-generational wealth. Now, I want you to think about this. 4 generations of a family. I was on Facebook this morning and was looking at a cousin of mine's son. And then they're having kids. And I've never really met them. I've only met them through Facebook. Right? But their son is one generation. They're a generation. And then their dad's a generation. His dad has passed away. But what if 4 generations in a family, every one of them had a $500,000 permanent life insurance policy taken out on them as a child? It costs less than $100. If they put $150 a month into it, they're going to have close to $1 million at age 65 and over $1 million at 70. And what if each family bought a home for $250,000 in today's dollars? We're not going to count the interest. We're not going to count the equity that builds up in the house, just the purchase price. So each family would have a net worth of $1.25 million. And if you go back 4 generations, that's 7 families. So if 7 families had a minimum of a 1.25 net worth, that would lead to that newest child born almost $9 million. Think about that. What they do, they bought a house and they had 2 life insurance policies. They're putting $150 a month in, $300 a month. Think about what you're spending $300 a month on right now. Are you getting $500,000 or $1.25 million worth of enjoyment, fun, return on your investment for that $300? Probably not. So somewhere in your budget is that $300. How would you be doing if you were left $1.25 million at your birth? How would your life be different or have been different? So what does that look like? It looks like you. That's you in the middle. You're that blue circle in the middle, right? That's you. And these are your parents. That first group is your parents. These are your parents. These are your grandparents on one side, your grandparents on the other side. And these are the great greats. Do you know who your great great grandparents are? No, you would if they left you $1 million. If they left you $1 million, you'd know who they were, wouldn't you? So, are your great great grandkids going to know who you are? Are you going to leave them $1 million? Okay, so here's the idea, right? So this family here, they got a $500,000 policy on this person, $500,000 policy on this person. That's $1 million. And together they bought a house for $250,000. That's $1.25 million for that family. Now, the $500,000 is just the death benefit. We're not counting the cash inside that's going to grow over time. We're just talking about buying the house. We're not talking about the equity, the growth in value in the house over 30 years. It's very, very reasonable to think that both those things will double in 30 years. What? The value of the house and the cash inside the policy. So what if it doubled? Then it wouldn't be 1.25 million per family. It'd be 2.5 million. And there'd be $17 million left. Think about that now. Because most families figure out how to do some or all of that. They really put their mind to it. Man, that's going to take a long time. It's going to take multiple generations. How many generations have gone by already? It's not get rich quick, but it is get rich. You can do other things to get wealthier faster. You can invest in the stock market. You can invest in real estate. You can build your own business. You can do all that. But this is almost guaranteed money. This is the worst you do right here. This isn't the top. This is the worst you do. Come on now. How cool is that? Give me some comments in the chat. Let me know what you think about this. Hit a brother up. Give me some feedback. Let me know you're out there. Like the preacher said when he was preaching, he said, hello, lights and walls. Somebody let me know you're out there. I see the lights in the walls, but let somebody know me out there, okay? We're going to take a pass on that. Now look at this. Look at this, okay? This is taking out that $500,000 policy on the newborn and putting $150 in it, okay? Now, I want you to check this out. Check this out. Look at age 61. Look at age 61. You've paid in $108,000. $108,000. How much cash is in the policy? $763,818, tax-free. Now, you can't take it all out because that would change the nature of the relationship you have with the policy, and it would take away its tax advantages. But let's just look at how much you made. You've made $653. $653,818 over 60 years. That's a 605% increase over 60 years. Hello, Maria from New Jersey. $653,000 improvement in your situation over 60 years. So if you divide that 605% by 60 years, that's over 10% a year. Tax free. Tax free. Tax free. The S&P 500, if you look it up, look at the lifetime average return of the S&P 500, you'll see 8-9%. This is over 10, a little over 10. That's better than the S&P 500. Private companies, when you add in the failures and the ones that make it big, average returns like 11%. This 10% I'm talking to you about inside this policy is after all the expenses. It's after all the expenses are paid. That's your money. 10% return, really with no downside risk. Why wouldn't you do that? And if this person passed away, what do they leave their family? $1.563 million at 71. 1.5. Do you see what I'm saying? If that a husband and wife do that, that's $3 million. Plus the house. Do you see how families can get wealthy in a couple generations if they would work together? It takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to get wealthy too. Selah, pause and think about that. And it's 100% success rate. Let's say the cash value doesn't do what it's supposed to. If you just got $500,000 and no cash, you still are $400,000 better. And over 60 years, that's like 7%, 6-7%. You still beat inflation. You still beat people's 401k. Average 401k investors getting about 2% on their money. Why? Because they're always chasing a trend or a fad or something by switching up their strategy. So I just want you to consider that, this non-sexy thing called life insurance, and make it a part of your wealth building portfolio. It's not the only thing, but it is one of the things, and it's a foundation for you. Does that make sense? Questions about that? Okay, that's a great question. And so then I've got a questionnaire that you would fill out. This is a person that asked what's the best part of me. I have diabetes. What we would do is we would find out type 1, type 2. When was it diagnosed? What medicines are you on? What's your A1C? What's your height, weight? Is it controlled? Are there any other things? Right? And I work with a couple hundred companies. We'd send out that information, not with your name on it. They wouldn't know who you are. They would just know this, your health situation. And they would come back with recommendations of what they would insure you for. And then we can pick them. I just did that yesterday for a young lady who's 70. And I got more than $100 a month variance in what companies were willing to do. But we talked to a bunch of companies. She's 70 with diabetes and some high blood pressure going on. But we were able to get her insured. So we shopped the market. Okay. So one, the thing to do, that's a great question. Thank you for that. And, hit me up on that phone number there. We can help you out. Okay. And he'll put my email address. He can, he'll put that up and you can just get a hold of me. We can help you. Decide to build multi-generational wealth. Okay. Decide you're going to do it and you're going to learn how to do it. Thank you. Thanks for putting that up. Decide you're going to build multi-generational wealth. Just decide you're going to do it, okay? Then begin developing yourself. Develop a wealth mindset. We told you about the book, The Power of One More by Ed Mylett. Get that book because we have to manage our thinking. We have to think about what we think about so that we keep our mind going in the right direction. Especially nowadays with all the things that are going on in our world, you got to take control of the programming of your mind. If not, the news will do it, the TV will do it, other people will do it. You got to develop your wealth skills. You got to understand how money works. That's a basic book. I've got books that explain the concept I just explained to you about building multi-generational wealth. You can read those books and get comfortable with and understand the concepts. It's developing a body of information about getting wealthy. Then get your family insured. The income earning adults, we need to insure that income, that it keeps coming in if something were to happen to them, hurt or die. If you've got kids that are 15 days old, at 15 days old, you ought to get your kids insured. We have children at 5 years old, we can't get insured because things happen between birth and 5. But between birth and 15 days, usually not much happens. Get them insured at 15 days. So the people that are making money, get them insured. Get the kids that are 15 days older or more insured. Then get the other adults insured. Okay? Now, what do I suggest you do? Get a meeting with a licensed financial professional like myself and sit down with them and talk to them about these concepts. You can play this program over and over again to think about this stuff. Okay, that's what it's here for, okay? So we're here to be a resource for you, okay? An educational resource and then a practical execution resource. Take advantage of it. You can't say you didn't know, all right? You can't say you didn't know. So in October, we're going to start a new topic. Life Insurance Awareness Month will be over. We'll start a new topic. We're looking forward to chatting with you. Okay? You guys have a great weekend. Like the program. Share the program. Follow blackdoctor.org. Follow this podcast. And you guys take care, okay? Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.